Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart84, and this might be something a little bit exciting for people today. You can see what I've got here. It is 2 pieces of durian fruit. So a little bit of a first for tasting. I did a durian tasting I think 2 or 3 years ago, but the fruit was a small fresh fruit I bought over here, but I kept it too long and it was going off, so the flesh was not of a good standard. Now, as you're probably aware, durian is one of the smelliest fruits in the world, and in fact where it's commonly grown it's often banned from things like hotels and aeroplanes and airports because the smell is so bad. They don't want the fruit actually inside. Now this box is sealed in cellophane, so at the moment the flesh doesn't smell too bad. Now, as you can see, it says durian sweet honeymoon, so this is a prepared durian that's come over from Thailand. 600 grams, just over half a kilo, so that's over a pound in weight. I will tell you it's extremely expensive to buy here. It may well be cheap to buy it in other places, but where I bought this from, which was Borough Market, it's not the cheapest place in the world. It's very hard to tell whether the flesh is any good. You don't know what you're getting in there, whether it's going to be good quality, sweet. Now, the last time I actually had a decent, or well, I say a decent fresh durian is probably 25-30 years ago, when I tried some in Hong Kong and couldn't believe the smell of the flesh, which is kind of something like, to a lot of people, smells something like rotten blue cheese in smelly socks. So it's that kind of smell, but if you can get past the smell, some people think it's absolutely the king or queen of fruits in terms of how lovely it is. I don't know if I can agree with that or will agree with that, but I'm going to open this up anyway and have a look. And just bear with me 1 second, and I'm going to cut the cellophane off. I'll come back to you in a second. I can't do it while I'm holding the camera. Okay, so it's open now. Now I would imagine at any moment the flies will come blasting in to look at this. You can see it's a little bit cracked, so it's not as moist as you would perhaps like it to be, but you can't tell until you've opened it. This is a sachet in there to try and keep it dry so it doesn't get mouldy. All nicely packed in here with this foam around it, but of course until you've actually tried it you don't know if it's going to be terribly bad or actually quite good. As I said, it's not everybody's taste anyway, so I thought it would be interesting to buy some. It actually doesn't smell that much, which probably means probably not a good thing, 'cause it might not be very good quality and not at peak ripeness, but we'll have a try and see. And once I've opened it up and I've let you have a look, now basically they take the whole segment of that large segment. Basically, when you look at one of these here, you can see they have several segments inside a fruit, and then you just take the segments out and then you basically bite on them. They are a fruit that you eat fresh. I'm sure they could be prepared in other ways, but I'm only familiar with them being eaten fresh. So I'm going to put the camera up and flip it round, and then we'll investigate this fruit and taste it and see if I think it's revolting or actually quite nice. So bear with me a minute while I flip the camera around. Okay, so here we are back again. It's got a smell, but it's not an unpleasant smell. So let's just have a look, see inside here. Now I don't know if this fruit is what I'd call fresh or frozen. It looks to be good quality inside. Yeah, it's very pleasant. This fresh breaks up into segments, rather like a jackfruit, but much softer. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. It's quite nice. Whether or not it's worth the incredibly expensive price, that's what I was going to tell you. That box 600 grams was £24. Now, it is quite a messy, squashy fruit to eat, but I'm going to say this is actually quite nice. Now, I have some doubt as to whether the seeds would be viable. It has got seeds in this, because quite often prepared durian doesn't have seeds in it, but this is a nice fruit. Messy to eat, as you can see. If it's been frozen, and there's no way to know, of course the seeds wouldn't be viable anyway. But when I had a fresh fruit which had the spiny shell on it, the seeds inside were very smooth and shiny and ultra fresh, so you can tell this isn't a particularly fresh flesh, as it were. I have germinated these before, but they are incredibly difficult to keep alive, just like, well, they're easy to germinate, the mangosteen, but they're very, very hard to keep alive. They survive for a short while, I think, while they were still feeding off the seed kernel, but they are ultra tropical. They absolutely need minimum winter temperatures of 10 C or 50 Fahrenheit, which isn't a major problem if you grow them indoors, but the problem is they need very high humidity like the mangosteens, and of course they also take forever to ever get to flowering size. They would make an attractive house plant if you could keep them alive. Let's try another piece of the flesh. Now, the hard bit here on the background you wouldn't eat. Basically, you take the soft flesh out. Now, it's not something that will keep well either. You really want to be eating it all fairly quickly. Probably by tomorrow. Let's take the next segment apart. And again, it's soft. It's kind of almost buttery. And it has got it's kind of a almost like a cream and banana, like bananas and cream mixed together almost. But it is a sweet one, so it's a good variety. Again, there's another seed in here. Again, it's shriveled. I believe they have extremely short period of viability. So it's not a seed that you can leave hanging around for a week or two. If you let it dry out, it's got zero chance of germinating. But I'll probably have a go, simply because they're extremely interesting to see them germinate. They have a very odd method of germinating, and they do germinate actually very quickly, probably within 2 weeks. And it looks to me like this one here will probably have 3 seeds in this portion. Yes, it has. As you can see, very, very messy to eat. If you don't like getting in a mess, don't like getting your fingers sticky, then you don't want to bother eating a durian. But whether or not it's worth the money, I can't tell you. That's down to a personal thing, but I wanted to try fresh prepared durian to see what it was, if you could buy it in decent condition in this country. And even if you ever bought it once just to try it out to know what it was like, I would say it's worth doing it once, but you wouldn't want to make a habit of spending that kind of money for a fruit normally, because they're nice, but it's very nice, but is it worth £23 for a pound? The answer is no. That's like the same price you'd pay for a lobster, but of course if you're a fruit eater and not a fish eater, you probably wouldn't like lobster either of that money. But it's certainly not a cheap fruit, but something you'd probably want to try once in your life. Anyway, I thought that would interest people. Thanks very much. Please give me, thanks for watching, please give me a messy thumbs up. Obviously share if you think anybody might be interested in a durian tasting video in the UK. Please do subscribe to my channel, and remember to click on the bell if you'd like updates on new videos as they come out. I'll catch up with you on the next video. Brett out for now.